Good morning, everyone. We are back live. It's deadline day, and we are joined by Russian expert and radio host of Capital 105.3, the only English-speaking Russian radio out there. It's Alan Moore. Thank you very much, Alan.
Thanks, Kieran. Listen, thank you. And listen, I want to say again, thank you for joining us last night on the show on Capital Sports. Numbers went through the roof. That's 2 weeks in a row for that slot. So brilliant. Thank you very, very much. And enjoying the Transfer Exchange show this morning.
Thank you very much. We do actually have some live news. It's hot off the press. We've just been joined by Simon, one of our top scouts. How you doing, Simon? Sorry to get you up so early in the morning, mate. He's not got his mic on yet. This is what we're doing. This is live radio, live TV, guys. Yeah, we've got some information on Arsenal. Yeah, I can hear you. I think he was just saying that there's been loan offers for Squadron Mustafi, and there's been a loan offer for Socrates as well from Italy. Did you say so?
Yeah, it's heating up. I was told at 9 o'clock this morning, well 9:30 shall I say actually, this morning that there's two loan offers for Squadron Mustafi, Socrates, and that's Fiorentina and Udinese. Just a loan. I'm trying to find out now about a fee or something like that. And then the one that's Mustafi is Lazio, which we already know about.
All right. Also, please, people, for Arsenal fans, expected to be busy today. Like I said previously, there's links to Soumani of Lille, seeing as Guendouzi is going out on loan. He was meant to be their replacement. We're hoping to get some good news on Thomas Partey, that deal being activated. There's Dembele and there's also the Zaha link. So, guys, trust me, Arsenal will be busy today. Alan, Russia. Is there any transfer dealings going on in Russia right now that we should know about?
Yeah, there's one. It's an interesting. There's quite a few guys actually coming back from Europe. I guess coming for a payday or a guarantee of actually getting paid here or getting some soccer under their belts. Rubin Kazan have been chasing a very, very promising young Egyptian player, Ahmed Hamdi. Now, he's 21, 22 years of age, very good player. I'd spoken with some people from Rubin Kazan. They are very interested in him. Of course, Leonid Slutsky, the ex-Hull City coach and CSKA and Russian coach as well, he is now the head coach of Rubin Kazan. This young guy, he plays for El Gouna in Egypt, very, very talented. The problem is that Rubin wanted to get him on a loan. And they want to get him on a loan. Along with an option to buy. It was 1 million in total, 1 million euros. Of course, the club were like, no, he's worth a lot more than that. There were offers from Holland for this young guy, but he's now kicking up holy war. He wants to go. So we're waiting to see will that actually come through today, because it'd be a very, very good addition to the Russian league, and he would be a good player to get to sell on. Christopher Samba, who we all know quite well.
Still going.
Still knocking around the place, yeah. He is it's kind of like it's one of those things where they're saying like they're maybe looking to try and get him sort of out of semi-retirement. Well, that's what they're saying, and to get him back into Russia. Zay Luis, who had played here before, of course, played here very, very successfully with Spartak Moscow. They're looking to try and get him back into Russia. No one knows exactly what team. Spartak are saying they might try to get him back, but again, that's going to be up in the air. CSKA Moscow, they're doing better. They're improving this season. Very, very young team, some very good young players in. There have been offers put in for Nikola Vlasic to go to Europe. There was an offer from a club in Germany. We believe that it was most likely Schalke, but nothing has come of that so far. That came in yesterday morning. And basically, then this guy, Zeluish that they're looking to try and get him back. One other potential move is Anton Miranchuk. His brother Alexei has already gone to Atalanta. Anton Miranchuk is on the radar for Rennes in France, which is quite interesting. Lokomotiv need him really for the Champions League. He's playing very, very well. He got another assist in yesterday's win over Himki. So if he does go to France, it'll be a huge loss for Lokomotiv. Lokomotiv are, kind of juggling players all around the place. They're doing quite well. They're surviving at the top half of the table, but losing a player like Miranchuk would be desperate stakes.
What position is Miranchuk? Sorry.
Yeah, because Alexei was on fire when he left, and we actually mentioned to our original chat way back when that he was on the radar, but nobody, like, they were talking Juventus, Barcelona, he went to Atalanta, which was a great move for him because Atalanta, they're a good developing club. So we're going to see what's going to happen. There's a few other moves for players out of Russia because our transfer window continues for another 2 weeks here. But a couple of players going out. Shomurodov has gone out already, one of the players, kind of a interesting player to leave the country. But there have been sort of rumors swirling around Juba that he's going to go. He's been in a good bit of form. But I think at this stage it'll be very, 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 very unlikely. The only other player is Fyodor Chalov, who is completely out of sorts with CSKA Moscow, completely out of sorts. They started hawking him around today. Yesterday, we mentioned the show yesterday with our guys that he's just really he couldn't kick Snow or rope at this stage, but he would be very valuable to a team in Europe. So there's some teams from Spain and hold on, just check my note. From Spain, France, and Italy. There's on the rumor mill. His agent has told one of our guys from the show that yes, they are looking to try and move him on. The fee should be somewhere in the region of 12 to 15 million euros.
All right, what a roundup from Alan Moore. We've just been joined by our chief scout here, and he's got a cup of tea in his hand. It's Steve. Steve K. How you doing?
I've just been told some news from my French source.
Okay.
I'm going to go back and have a look. You can't see notes anyway.
No.
Yeah. So this is from my French source, who you know who that is, I'm not going to say, that Memphis Depay deal could be off.
Oh, really?
Leon, Memphis Depay could be off.
What's the issue?
Leon have basically blocked the move, so obviously they're trying to get more money. So what they've done with Arsenal and Alwa at the minute.
Ooh, all right. Thank you very much, says Simon. On the transfer window, who does everyone think's done the best so far? Who's done the best business? Alan, who do you think's done the best business so far in the Premier League?
In the Premier League, it's a hard one because you're looking at who's knocking around. I do think that Liverpool have done very, very well with Thiago. I think that's a good move.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, I think this sounds strange, but I think West Ham have done quite well. I know it sounds strange. I'm a West Ham fan, but I do think that they've done quite well in that they've kept it relatively calm. They've held on to some of their players, unless today Declan Rice disappears.
That would be an absolute disaster.
Exactly. And I think that this is by holding on to him. It's not like, you can bring in lots of players and sell lots of players, but it's kind of like if you hold on to your core, it's done very, very well. And other than that, I think that, look, in every way, shape or form, Everton.
I think Everton.
We discussed it. Everton
it has to be Everton.
That's like, when they go in America, they have like for universities, they have the recruiting high school players for American football. And they're like 5-star, 4-star. He's 5-star plus. He's the guy that like you just dream to get into your team because he can do it no matter what. And it's shown. It is shown. And I think that Liverpool doing well to get Thiago, but on the other side of Liverpool, I think Everton definitely, for me, are the best of the best.
Yeah. A West Ham fan, did you say?
Yeah. I mean, that's like, I mean, I've been a Dundalk fan born and bred, but West Ham fan since I was 3 years of age, thanks to Billy Bonds. So, I kind of look and thinking like, they've had so many ups and downs and so many difficult times, but I think they're just holding on to Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Despite what he did to Ireland, I still think
you're still holding on to that, holding on strong.
Listen, the way I see it is like my lad, like he's born in Malta, but he's Irish and Russian citizen. If he decides to play for Russia, I'd be sad, but at the same time, fair play to him, because I always heard this when I was boxing, that an amateur box for the vest, a professional boxes for money. So it doesn't make a difference who you represent. You have to make a living off. So fair play to him, But I do think that West Ham did well to hold on to him. But Everton, for me, best of the best. I think they just done great this year.
One signing that West Ham did make is that Vladimir Kulev, or Vladimir Kufal, sorry, he had his debut yesterday. On Saturday, he had a really good debut, didn't he?
I mean, they're up against a Leicester team who are coming hot off a shocking for Man City win, beating them 5-2. So yeah, I mean, it's I think looking at West Ham, I don't know, like I don't know what's in the future for them. I thought when they had last couple of years they had a chance to move. They weren't sure whether they're going to be a solid mid-table team or going for Europe. Now I think they're starting to buy in wisely. I'm not a huge fan of the owners in some respects, but I think that now they are getting the players in, and I do think that with Mark Noble, he is a rock, and with Declan Rice, I think that they do have a future. If you can hold on to him for 2 more years, West Ham can be dangerous in the years to come.
All right. Steve, we got any? Morning. How you doing, Steve?
Good morning, Alan. How are you?
Good.
You all right, Simon?
I'm all right. It's fantastic we are wearing these.
Yeah,
it's better, isn't it? It's more relaxed. It's more, sort of laid back, and it was good.
So, Steve, have you got any transfer updates for us this morning? Any goings on?
Me up.
You shouldn't be sleeping. It's transfer deadline day.
I shouldn't be sleeping. I'm disappointed because the wife's just given me a cold cup of tea, and I'm not.
I've been up since 6.
I'm not very happy about that this morning. I'm not very happy about that. No, I mean, it's probably what everybody probably already knows. Godfrey has gone to Everton, which we probably knew a day or so ago. Everton, we were talking about someone who's just, had the best transfer window, and Everton have got to be up there, haven't they? I mean, they're going some, and I wouldn't be surprised if going through the rest of the day, it wouldn't be over for them. I don't know if you've mentioned this morning, Theo Walcott's in talks with Southampton this morning.
Oh, really? About going back?
Yeah. So that's going to be really interesting.
Okay.
There was, there was interested in from Crystal Palace, but it looks like Southampton have got in there first, and I think they're obviously would interest him more, considering that that he actually came from there. Rafinha to Leeds, obviously.
Because Alan, you were saying that the guy from Russia could potentially be going to Rennes. What position was he? Does he play?
He would. Well, he's a midfielder. He's a midfielder. So he's an attacking midfielder.
Yeah. So Rafinha is a winger, attacking midfielder, and he's potentially going to Leeds. So that could be the domino effect there. So that could definitely have something in it. Steve, was there anything? Go on, carry on.
No.
Go on.
I was going to mention that also. There's kind of like rumors here because Spartak are trying to. I mean, again, as I said, we've got 2 more weeks here in Russia for our transfer window. So a lot of clubs now are kind of, because of, for example, COVID numbers are in Moscow alone are going through the roof. So we're having some difficulties here, quite a few difficulties here, and things are being closed down left, right, and centre. But there are a lot of players starting to look to come to Russia because they're let's put it this way: Russian clubs, all of them bar one, in the Premier League especially, and all the way down through the system, are government or state owned. So they might be owned by state. Spartak are owned by Lukoil, but Lukoil is a state company. They're also partly owned by a bank, which is a state company. So it's kind of, you'll get paid. I mean, some clubs, for example, Tambov, who are in the Premier League, they now play in Saransk because their stadium's too small to play at home. There's a situation where the players have gone without wages for 3 months. They're refusing to travel. A lot of difficulties like this. But for big European players, they usually get paid. The foreigners, or they call them legionaries, they get paid. Now, Spartak Moscow are very, very. Now, you guys can dig this out and find out. Watford's Kiko Femenia, I think is Femenia. Sorry, I can't even read my own writing this morning or this afternoon. It's afternoon. You have no excuse. It's not. It's like it's already afternoon. So Kiko Femenia is he's a defender. He's been chased by Spartak. They need to shore up their defense. Very, very. They could have a title run here on their hands if they play it right. They drew 1-1 on Saturday. They should have actually, in many ways, won the game, but they were very lucky to come away with a draw. So they're after Watford's defender, Kiko Femenia. I think he's Spartak. So that's one that Spartak have been speaking with, is because they're putting the money behind it.
All right. So
something that might concern you, Alan, West Ham player. That I don't know too much about, but some news has just come through. Josh Cullen has gone to Anderlecht on loan. It looks like he's gone there for a year. What is he about?
As an Irish fan, I'd say that's good for us. He needs to get playing. Anderlecht. I mean, what Anderlecht have? They're still not in Europe. They finished 8th, 9th in the Belgian league last year. They've not gone 2 seasons out of Europe for quite a long time. Probably since the 70s, maybe. Yeah. I don't know if it's with the potential to buy him further down the line. Look, he's a good player, but I think that he might not. If West Ham aspire to get to the next level, I don't think he's the kind of player who will get them to that level. So I think it's a decent move for him. Yeah. Great move for Ireland. And I think as well, a lot of players, they're looking at the English Premier League's being the be all and end all.
Yeah.
But from finance alone, you could pay a whole lot less tax in other countries. Like Russia here is 13%. And that's remember, guys, as Arsenal fans, you know this. When Arshavin went to Arsenal,
this is a good story.
Yeah, he's like, what's this about? And immediately he's like, I didn't expect to pay so much tax. It's not just that he is dumb, and it's actually very, very funny. The guy has perfect eyesight. This is a funny story from Saturday. Sitting watching the game with Andy Mack from Capital Sports and Andrew Farmer, who's a TV host here with Russia Today. He's a Wolves fan for his sins, and he was sitting watching this game in an Irish pub in central Moscow, and Arshavin is in the studio, or well, pitch side, but in the kind of pitch side studio, and he's wearing glasses. I'm thinking he has perfect eyesight. So it actually, it's kind of like, Andrey, what are you doing? But I asked one of the guys in Match TV, why is Arshavin wearing glasses? Like, he's got perfect eyesight. I'm pretty sure that. And they're going, one of the people who were there said, like, in order to become more professional, to look more intelligent on TV, he needs to wear glasses. But as soon as he opens his mouth, it just
kills it. Ruins it.
Ruins it all. Yeah.
You can have a professor's jacket on; it makes no difference.
You could have the sort of the elbow pads to hold on. He could be smoking a pipe, or I don't know. He must smoking a pipe, but he just oh Christ, Andrey. But anyway, yeah. So getting away, like the likes of Josh Cullen, it's great to go to Belgium. It's great to get experience there. It's great to build up, because then you will get European football with more of these clubs, and I think it's important as well that players from England, from Ireland, from Wales, from Scotland. Just talk about our 2 islands, Northern Ireland as well. Get off to Europe and have an experience. It's not downgrading. You're going to end up playing Champions League football, Europa League football. If you go to a good club and build yourself up, we had that huge issue here in Russia. Players don't want to move. They'd rather sit here and not get paid. I know, Kieran and I, we discussed this before. They'd rather sit here and not get paid than, and sit in the bench and say, oh, well, I'm playing for CSK or whatever. I'm playing the Russian Premier League, but it does nothing for your career or for your abilities as well.
You was telling us previously, people might have missed it, about the reason why Arshavin started off so well at Arsenal and then just sort of slowly declined. Would you be able to tell our guests who haven't heard that story or why that is? There's a reason behind it. It's not just because he's football talent.
No, a lot of it is like, let's put it this way. He's kind of like, he's a fair weather footballer. He's a very good player, very skillful, very talented. But he is kind of, if he gets a belt, like if you get stuck into him, he will kind of like ease himself out towards the wing. I know we discussed this when I saw him playing against Ireland in a heroic 0-0 victory for Ireland. And it was a 0-0 victory. I mean, I think Richard Dunn at one point won the ball in defence and broke out. It was just like amazing, like dribbling, bet 2 players and was over the halfway line and then looked around, only the keeper to beat, and he stopped. I was like, he kind of got a nosebleed, because he was in the other half of the field. But anyway, like at that time, I remember speaking about it in the radio, saying like, what can we do to counteract Arshavin? He's in great form. It's like, just give him a belt, give him a kick, get stuck into him. And as soon as they did, one of the Irish players just put a shoulder into him. He then hung on the sideline. He took all very good free kicks, corners. He even took throw-ins. He was even going to try to go back to take goal kicks for Akinfeyev. He just didn't want to get involved. And it is that kind of mentality where he's a very, very talented player, very, very skillful, but just hasn't got, is not used to getting hit and not used to getting knocked down. Because again, in Russia, a lot of time referees blow up very, very quickly for frees. Yeah. Although this past weekend, there's any Spartak game, they let a lot away, which was good. They didn't go to VAR at all, which was brilliant. I thought was great because
the Russians were so good at VAR. They were like the best users of VAR.
Exactly. And I think it was because Spartak threatened to pull out of the Russian Premier League. They lost a game, or was it a lot? Yeah, they won first game of the season, and the owner turned around and said, "I'm not putting all my money into this club for us to lose. I'm going to pull my team out of the Russian Premier League." I was like, "Wait, hold on, you can't do that." And then all of a sudden, things started to go Spartak's way. Referees started to give them the decisions. It was just this amazing turnaround, and VAR started to favour them in some ways. Or actually, when they looked at VAR, they got the decision. But I don't know whether they didn't have it on Saturday night or they didn't want it on. But it was strange. I mean, there was a lot of meaty challenges, great challenges. I mean, it was real. Yeah, Kieran, you and I were speaking about this last night. It was real old-time football. I loved it. Yeah. I was sitting with the boys and they're going, oh, they should check with VAR. I'm going, why? I mean, I got worse than that from my own teammates on the way. It's like, and I mean, it was only a little clip or a little tap, and guys looking for frees, and the referee just going, "Get up and play on." It was beautiful.
Well, we saw the Martial.
He would have just walked off the field.
Yeah, well, we saw the Martial hand sort of slap yesterday. And then, or the Mella elbow to the face. So, yeah, I mean, it happens in games, and yeah, but the referee wasn't lenient yesterday, was he? But if you raise your hand, sorry, I muted Simon.
No, I was going to say when you were on about Martial, the both should have been sent off.
Yeah, they
so
should have done.
Why did VAR not look into it? Because everyone says, "Oh, it's harsh on Martial." Well, no, because he's an idiot. He shouldn't have done it. He got baited, basically, and he cost his team.
Football, isn't it? It's gone on for years.
Well, I think, if I'm honest, I think Man United were in the hole before that anyway.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, I'm not making like, just because he got sent off, that's why they lost. They got battered. There'll be 11 men. They got played off the park. But David Luiz should have been sent off as well for Sheffield United. He was a clear pull on t-shirt, but he got away with it. And the referee's in line with it. He can see his hand, but because he don't go lower, he don't get it. So it's like, I just don't get that. Sometimes I really don't.
I'm pretty sure there was wasn't there a penalty or a red card recently where a player didn't go down, but still stood up and the player still got the red card because he was going through. There was a cynical one. There was a cynical one the other day as well. But he wasn't the last man in the Arsenal game. So
it's the consistency, isn't it? It's the consistency which is annoying people more. If it was consistent game after game, I don't think people would be up in arms about it as much. But there's definitely there's got to be some kind of rule, and I don't mean at the beginning of next season. I mean something's got to happen in the next few weeks because it's getting a bit ridiculous now. I mean, are they consistent in Russia, Alan, with the VAR? Is it consistent? I think he's left. I think he's gone. He's freezed. He's freezed on us. Looks like Ryan Session's just gone to Hoffenheim.
Who's that?
Ryan Session's just left for Hoffenheimer.
From Tottenham.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan Session is completed. Is it a loan move to Hoffenheim?
It's a loan move, yeah. So
all right, cool. So, just before we wrap up of this morning's segment of the show, we will be back on later on at about 1 o'clock. I think it is with Jamie Brown of the Daily Hotspur, isn't it, Steve?
Yes, we've got Jamie Brown on. Yes.
Also, we do have former Barcelona youth player. We're just put it as the title ex-Barcelona player. I think that one stands out a little bit more. He's hopefully be coming on to tell us a few stories about his time in the Barcelona youth team. That should be a good one. That one is with Juan Luge at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I would like to thank Alan Moore for coming on this morning before he disappears. Don't go, Alan. Thank you very much, Simon, for your updates this morning. Obviously, thank you very much, Steve. I will see you boys in a bit. Does Alan get to come on before we disconnect?
Yeah. Don't stay tuned, boys, because not people that are watching, because very soon we've got Nathan Ellington coming on.
Oh yeah, we've got. Do we know what time Nathan Ellington's coming on as well?
Nathan will be on any time now, very soon. So I've just got to phone him, and Nathan will appear.
Okay.
In Alan's box, probably.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much, Alan Moore, for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you, Alan, anyway.
Thank you, Alan. All right.
Yeah.
Boom. So we've got Nathan Ellington coming on now.
Nathan Ellington, I've just got to...
Here he is. Here he is.
Oh, is he?
Oh, no. This isn't Nathan Ellington. This is not Nathan Ellington. This is Alan Moore. We was just saying, before we said goodbye to you, Alan. We just saying goodbye, and then everyone thought that Nathan Ellington was going to pop up, and it was Alan Moore. That's not a disappointment, but I just didn't want everyone to think that I was trying to claim that you was Nathan Ellington.
If you broke down on me there, I can barely hear you.
It's all right, Alan. It's all right. Thank you for coming on this morning. Appreciate your time. Appreciate the updates from Russia. And if you get any news throughout the day, let us know, and we will put it up. Obviously, love to give us a shout out. Love to come on to Capital 105.3, the only English-speaking Russian radio out there, hosted by our good friend Alan Moore. Thank you very much for coming on, Alan.
Thanks, guys. Watching the rest
Take
of
care,
it.
mate. Thank you. All right, so cool. We've got Nathan Ellington coming on soon.
Nathan Ellington, yeah.
Nathan Ellington.
I've got to ring him, so we're ready for the big man.
All right, Nathan Ellington.
I will just call him.
Fulmer, Wigan, West Brom, Watford, Derby, Preston, Ipswich, Scunthorpe, Crewe, Southport, and Skoda Zeni. I think that's Greek, isn't it? All right, so hopefully.
Right, here we go. It's ringing.
All right, Steve. We'll mute you, Steve.
Mate.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, we're live. All right. Hold on. Let's come out.